Welcome to Glam Talks. Today we have with us the Brar siblings who run Punjab's most prestigious philanthropist organization, the Joti Foundation. Let's hear it from Mrs. Prabkiran Naman Brar and Mr. Ajit Brar.
Hi, I'm Prabkiran. I'm the chairperson of Joti Foundation.
Hi, I'm Ajit. I'm a trustee at Joti Foundation.
Prabkiran, tell us about Joti Foundation.
So, I have been doing social work for a long period of my life. It's been around 10 years that I have been involved actively in educating children. So, this came very naturally to me around 2 years ago. More than 2 years, we founded this organization. And now we're going ahead and actively working through many sectors and not just education.
Right. And you did set up your organization post-COVID era, right?
It was
Formally,
during
like,
COVID. Just when COVID had started, that's when we set up the organization.
Right.
Yeah.
The name Joti Foundation has been named after the loving memory of their father. Ajit, tell us, what are the three values that you took up from your father that you would want to imbibe in the culture of your organization?
I think my father passed three primary values to us, which are also the values of Joti Foundation. First, education. I think education is a great instrument to get people out of poverty, out of darkness, and introduce them to a new life, a better world, right? Second was hope. I think hope is a pillar that the entire world is standing on.
Absolutely.
So all of us need hope, especially the poor and downtrodden, right? They do need hope that there will be a better future and there will be someone who will be a helping hand. And last was humane. Just to, have those humane values in you for other humans, more compassion.
So philanthropy kinds of run in your blood. I see you come from a very different professional background, yet here you are successfully running a foundation. What was your vision when you first started your NGO?
We started with the idea of redevelopment of our villages. I think the state that our villages are in today really need someone's attention and a lot of work that needs to go there. There are a lot many NGOs that work in cities today, but you will find very few NGOs that are actually based out of these villages. NGOs might have operations in villages, but they're not based from there, right? So our primary focus is on developing skill in the women, right? Providing quality education to the kids in the villages. We help the small farmers also, right? We also provide employment to the disabled, or I should say the differently abled, right? We provide general counseling, guidance, legal, mental or physical counseling to women and the old generations of the villages. And we also majorly focus on rural sustainability and hygiene.
What are the current projects that your foundation is working on right now?
So we are working with different organizations. We are also partnering with some very big organizations to provide clean water in villages. So, the clean water that comes to us very easily in the cities, it's not, it's not so freely available in villages.
Absolutely.
So, for those people, it's a big challenge. Some of them have to walk miles to get clean water. So, they'll be carrying a water cooler, they'll be walking miles or going on a cycle, and they have to allot a certain person in their household who has to go pick up that water for them every day. Imagine doing that in the cities. Do you have the time?
In 21st century, this happening?
Yeah. So we want to provide that clean water, and we wanted to reach each and every household in those villages where they can just open a tap and drink that clean water like we do.
Right. Your program.
But it's a big challenge.
It is definitely, I'm sure. And your program, Redistributing Happiness and Spreading Smiles. Talk about it. I mean, just elaborate for our viewers. What is it about?
So,
You want to answer?
no, anyone can answer.
This is our most recent initiative. In this initiative, we have partnered with Oyo Hotels, and we are giving fresh pair of clothes to over 20,000 families in Punjab. These families spread across various villages of Punjab, and these are new clothes, like clothes that you and I wear.
And again, it sounds very small. Ki new pair of clothes. What is a new pair of clothes? But go to that village and you see the smiles on those children's faces when they're receiving those clothes. It is just heartwarming. You will have a different sense of the world. Your priorities are going to change if you're standing there and distributing those things.
So you are doing a complete justice to the name of the program, Redistributing Happiness and Spreading Smiles.
Yes. I think we dedicated this to my husband, Naman Brar. He was somebody who always spread smiles on people's faces. So anybody who has ever met him, if you talk about him, they will give you an incident where they smiled because of him, or he was able to help them, or just make them laugh freely. So we dedicated this drive to him, that he always wanted to spread smiles. So again, spreading smiles is because of him.
So Naman Veer has been a key inspiration for Joti Foundation, for Prabkiran and for Ajit in particular. We are really intrigued. How do you direct your funds towards creating an equitable society?
So we also have a research team that works side by side. We keep doing research in rural parts of Punjab and understanding the problems. Currently we are doing research on the groundwater quality in certain areas of Punjab, right? So as and when new causes come up and as and when we realize the need of one cause to be focused on more than other causes, right, we allocate funds accordingly. Major of the funds were allocated to education in the last year, right? But this year onwards, after the 31st of March, in next financial year, we're planning to allocate more funds toward providing clean water.
As we see generations, moving forward, the old people have been abandoned. Do you see, and do you plan to cover that area?
Yes.
Do you want to create a heaven for old people?
Yes, we do. That is my mother's dream. So as a child, she was always telling us, that I'm going to use a little bit of the land to build a few rooms for old people. So in my house, I grew up with my grandmother, I grew up with my great-grandmother, I grew up with another grandmother who was my dad's cousin or so, and I had around 6-7 women living in my house with my mom, and they were all those kind of people whose families didn't really love them or look after them, let's say, right? So I had all those kind of people living in my house, and it was my mother's dream that there are many more such people, and she wanted to look after all of them. So yes, this is another big project that we are starting. It's we are still considering it and how to go about it. The plans are coming up, and our next big fundraiser is going to be for a haven for old people. And then again, I'm not going to limit it to fancy old people who have been going to old age homes. You can pay your way. It is going to be something which is for those people who have nowhere to go.
For the underprivileged.
And who have nobody to look after them. They need love as well as, to be looked after. More than that, they need love. They need somebody giving them love and care. So I hope we can do that.